Today, we're going to be demonstrating how to do a lace 27 piece with custom lines on the side. Okay, let's get started. Now I'm going to comb all of her hair up to the top. Make sure that the hair doesn't have any oils, conditioners, leave-ins. Make sure that they don't have any of that on the hair, because with lace, you want to eliminate as much oils as possible. Take your trimmers and edge up around their entire hairline. I'm going to go around the back. If your client has any hair down the neck, make sure that you take it off, especially if they have any grays. Take out the sideburns as well, because that's a very important technique when you're doing the lace. Take off any hair on the sideburns. Now I'm going to go in with my diamond protective shield, and I'll go around her entire perimeter with this. You can use the Morning Glory or any type of product that's going to protect their hair, but this is generally what I use for mine. After you apply the diamond protective shield, you're going to go ahead and comb that in and smooth it out. This is a very thick consistency, so you don't want to apply a lot, because if you do, it will take a long time to dry. Now I'm going to part her hair across the middle. Because she has so much hair, I have to section it off, and the hair is dry. I do not apply protective shield to wet hair, only because it's going to take a lot longer to process and dry underneath the dryer. So I'm going to part her hair across, because being as though all of the volume will be in the top of her head, I'm going to make sure that all of the hair is going to the top of the head, as if you're going to put it in a ponytail. Your objective whenever you are doing a style like this, you want everything to be as flat as possible. I don't recommend that you do a beehive braid down, cornrow braid down. I don't recommend any of that, only because when you put the lace on the other side, it needs to be on a flat surface, okay? So you don't want to put any type of braids around the perimeter or on the side where your lace is going to lay. If by chance that your client has alopecia, you wouldn't need to put the hair up like this. You will only just put a cap on and glue it down around the perimeter if your client has alopecia. Now I'm going to do a braid, and I like to do this technique because it helps keep the volume in the top of the hair, so your client wouldn't have to worry about their hair going flat. So all you're going to do is just do a braid. I braided it this way because I wanted all of my volume to be on the side where the lace will lay. So because her part will be on this side, you want more of the height and volume to be on that side, so that the side that you will have the longer hair on, it will lay much flatter. Now you are going to go in with the fine tooth side of your comb and smooth everything out. The diamond protective shield will begin to dry and it is tacky, so you want to do this process in a timely manner so that it doesn't get too dry on you and you can't comb through the hair. Now you will use your eyebrow archer just to go back over that sideburn again. And now I'm going to take my HD stocking cap and I'm going to begin laying down how I want that stocking cap to lay. You're going to cut a hole right at the ear because you want this stocking cap to lay as flat as possible. You don't want it to be buckling, you don't want it to be lifting, so you're going to roll that cap just a little bit and adjust it to the client's head. Some people, they don't need you to do it. Everyone's head is different, so you just do it as needed. So now you will go in with the lace glue of your choice. I'll be using the Ebon Platinum. I will be applying my lace glue with a wood stick. And I like to use wood sticks because it's very sanitary. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money to get these. It's very cost efficient and you can throw them away after every client. You will only need to apply one layer of glue. This layer is only to seal down your cap. Because your client will be going underneath the dryer, you will have to cut that cap. So all you're going to do is use this layer to anchor down where you want that lace closure to lay. Now I'm spraying her cap with my bed head hard head, and this is going to seal the cap down to her head so that it doesn't go anywhere. Just before she goes underneath the dryer, I'm going to apply a little more protective around the edges of her hair, and this is also going to help the stocking cap to lay down around her edges and just to put another layer of protection on. After you are done applying the protective shield around her edges, you will make sure that you put her underneath the dryer and it is completely dried. It will take about 20 to 30 minutes for this to dry, maybe not even that long, but you want to make sure it's dry. I will be using Empire 12 inch and Indian Tower 27 step. This is my 4x4 lace closure. Now I'm going to begin stretching my tracks. I do this to the first bundle, which is your 1 inch. I do all of the first bundle like this. You're going to stretch it all out. What this will do is make sure that it's flat, and this is how the track should look. Now I'm going to begin cutting my 4x4 lace closure. You are going to cut the tabs on both the sides, but on the side that will be laying closest to the ear, you will cut the tab all the way around to the back of the closure. This will help make sure that the closure lays down seamlessly whenever you apply it. Also, if you want to know how I prep my closures, you can purchase my prep video. Now I'm going to begin cutting the stocking cap from around the perimeter of the head. You're going to cut as close to the glue line as possible. This is going to help make sure that the stocking cap doesn't roll up, but because you have a glue line there, you won't have to worry about the stocking cap rolling back. This is why you did it this way, so that it stays in place. Please be sure to not cut your client as you are cutting out the hair, and you don't want to cut any extra hair that may be around the edges of their head. Take your eyebrow archer and go over that spot where the lace will be laying, taking off any fuzz on the skin. Go behind your eyebrow razor with an alcohol pad, and this is going to help protect the client's skin and going to remove any excess oil. You can use sea breeze or any type of skin protectant. Now I'm going to begin laying down my first layer of glue, and I'm going to go back about 1.5 inches, and then I'm going to go all the way back about the same length of the lace closure down by the area just above the ear. And I am using the Ebon Platinum Lace Glue, and you can find this on Amazon or you can get it out of your local beauty supply store. When you're applying your lace glue, you want to make sure that you spread your layers thin. Always dry your lace glue on medium heat. Do not use extreme heat whenever you are laying down your lace glue. Because you're laying down multiple layers of glue, you want to make sure that the layers are very thin so that you can lay as many layers as possible. All I'm doing now is laying down 5 layers of glue, and you can put as many layers of glue as you want. You make your own judgment and go by what you feel is needed. But for me, I like to apply 5 to 6 layers of glue because this is going to be very important, because later on in the video you will have to apply foam wrap lotion and styling for everything like that. So you want to make sure that you have enough glue so that it doesn't lift. For this process only, the video is sped up only because I'm laying down multiple layers of glue and it's the same process. So just for laying down the layers, the video is sped up, but you can still see what I am doing. Now it is time to lay down your 4x4 lace closure. All I'm doing is lining up the lace closure along with where the glue starts. Make sure that you put that closure down, press down where it needs to go. Start at the bottom of the ear first, just so that you can see exactly where everything is laying and how far you need to go over or adjust it. Press it down really lightly, then pull it a little bit tight, hold it down and pull it tight. After everything is laid down where you want it to go, take your eyebrow razor and go ahead and cut off the remaining lace. I do this first because once it's all laid down and cured, because you have to go ahead and lay down the remaining tracks around the head, the glue will begin to cure. But as it cures, you want the hair going in the direction that you want it to lay. Please make sure that you are careful whenever you are cutting the lace off. All I'm going to do now is part through my lace closure just to direct the hair in the direction that I need it to go. In this case, the hair will be directed going down, but you want to go ahead and do this before everything is tacked down. Part anywhere inside your lace closure. Make sure that you don't miss any areas whenever you're doing this, but it's very simple. Just part it and comb the hair down. Right now, all I'm doing is making my part where I want the part to lay. So you want to make sure that you have enough hair on the other side of that closure to cover that final track that you will lay for the long side. And with the part, I like to curve the part. I don't like to take it straight back. I feel like it looks more natural whenever you have a curved part, but this is going to help cover that long hair and blend everything together. After you have finalized where you're going to put your part, you're going to take your tweezers and tweeze out all of the hairs in that part. This is going to define how your part looks. And you don't want to be heavy-handed because you do not want to pluck any holes in your lace. Now you are going to go ahead and begin sewing down your lace closure. Always start in the middle of the lace closure, then work your way down and then go to the other side. This is going to help make sure that your closure isn't buckling or it doesn't have any lumps or bumps. Now you are going to cut off any excess cap in the back, and then you are going to use your wrap strips by Red Kiss. You will apply glue to both ends of the strip so that the glue stays and so that you don't have to worry about the paper coming up. You will need to bond that to your client's head. But because you have the liquid cap underneath it as a protector, you won't have to worry about any harm being done to your client's hair. Now I'm going to begin laying down my first track. Make sure that you hold down your track with your middle finger, then pull it tight around and blow dry it in place. This is going to help that track to not flip up in the long run as your client is wearing this. Now you're going to begin laying down the rest of your tracks, and you're going to go side to side, making sure that you meet the other track. As you go up, you will continue to go side to side, but those first couple tracks will have a slight U, and all that's doing is following the hairline. As you get closer to laying the tracks in the closure, you will begin pulling down just a small piece of hair at the back of the closure. This is going to make sure that everything blends seamlessly whenever you razor down the side. Now you will begin tracking with the next length of hair, which is your 2 inch. This is going to give your style the volume in the back. The closer you get to the top, you will begin to curve your tracks. And you do this because you can't have those tracks blending into where you will lay down your longer tracks. So you have to make sure that you are going from side to side, and then when you get to the top, you will go across. After you comb everything out, you are now ready to begin shaving down the back of the quick weave. I do have the razor guard off. I do not recommend this if you do not have experience using the razor. Please make sure that you are very careful when you're doing this, because you can not only cut your client, but you can cut yourself. So make sure that you take your time and be careful whenever you're doing this. Again, if you do not have experience with using the razor, comb, and if you don't want to take the guard off, you don't have to. But for me, I take the guard off only because it makes it very, very easy, and I can get closer than normal with the guard off. Notice whenever I have my guard on my razor, I go through more blades. Usually whenever I have the guard off, I can use this entire blade for the entire cut, but when I have the guard on, I usually go through about 2 or 3 blades, only because they dull out very, very quick. When you get to this area, you want to make sure that you be careful, because you are getting close to the closure. Please be careful and take your time. You don't have to razor the hair quick, but you want to really make sure that you're more accurate than anything. Make sure that you part out that part again. Find your part, because you already parted it. And all I'm doing is getting ready to razor down the side. You are going to part near the back, and this is going to cover that space right behind the closure. When you begin cutting the lace closure, you're going to part and section each section at a time. You're going to pull that hair out at a 90 degree, and you want to take your razor, pull it out, take your razor, and begin cutting down. Part your next section and do the same thing. After you're done razoring everything down, you're going to get your Aunt Jackie's foam wrap lotion, and all you're going to do is go ahead and slick everything down. During this process, if you have done everything correctly in your prep, you will not have to worry about anything lifting up. Your lace shouldn't lift or slide. When you are doing this, you cannot take all day to do this. You have to go ahead and get that foam wrap lotion and get your client underneath the dryer. To help your mold down lay down much flatter, any excess hair around the ear should be cut off. Take your trimmers and go ahead and outline the hair around the head. I like to go ahead and do this part so that whenever she comes out from underneath the dryer, everything will be laid down in place. Go ahead and take your wrap strip and tie everything down. You will put her underneath the dryer for roughly around 30 minutes to an hour. And this is how everything should look after everything is dry. Now I'm going to go ahead and use a crop clip to clip away the rest of the hair that's going to cover the tracks. Now you're going to begin tracking the opposite side of the head. You will angle those tracks going towards the face. When you first begin, you will start by using single tracks, and as you go up, you will begin double tracking. This will help make sure that you do not run out of hair. Now you are ready to prepare yourself to begin styling. You're going to comb everything out. You're going to make sure that every track is in place and laying flat. Comb that hair from your lace closure on top of the tracks. Make sure everything is laying flat. Go in and spray your Design Essentials Diamond Oil Sheen. Use your Andis hot comb to go ahead and straighten out the roots and cover that track. In the event that if you lay your track too close to the front, go in and cut off a piece of the track so that it can blend. Just to make sure that everything is laying flat, I'm going to run that hot comb back through that again just so that it's laying down. Now you're going to go ahead and spray that oil sheen again, and you can use any type of serum if you like, but you're going to comb out that side and loosen everything up. You don't want anything sticking because you are going to begin cutting the lines on this side, but you want it to be laying nice and flat. Use your trimmers to start your first line. Please be careful whenever you are doing this. You do not have to press hard, but you want to make sure that you are being as neat as possible because whenever that hair is cut, it is cut and you cannot put it back. And you notice every time that I cut, I always go behind and I comb. The reason you do this is because you want to see all of the hair that's being cut off. Now I'm going to go in with my razor and I'm going to take out a little extra bulk. This step is optional. You do not have to do this, but I do this because I like everything laying flat. So just be careful whenever you're doing it because you don't want to take out too much hair. Use your bed head, hard head to kind of lay it down. Don't spray too much because it will begin to flake. Then all you're going to do is use your edge brush just to kind of blend everything in. You want those bristles to be very, very fine so that the hair doesn't spread. Now you will use low to medium heat to dry that side down. As you're blow drying, you are pressing down on the hair to make sure everything is laying down flat. Now you're going to use your concealer, your Duo Kiss Cream Concealer. You're going to define that line. This is what helps makes everything pop. I'm using the level 16, which has two darker tones in it, but you can find this at your local beauty supply store. To clean up my part, all I'm going to do is just use temporary hair color dye, and all I'm doing is lining it out just to make sure that that line is crispy. Now that you are done doing that, you're going to begin cutting that side. You're going to be going in a diagonal. So you want everything going from short to long. Please be careful to do not nick your client's ear. Take your time and do this to make sure that cut looks very, very nice. Now I'm going to go in and clean up the layers that I've already cut. So now I'm going to take my scissors, I'm going to pull everything down, but to keep my length, I'm going to pull it back just a tad. I will be going in with my TG wax stick, and this is going to help the lace closure blend with the rest of the hair. To flat iron her hair, I will be using my Ion 1 stroke, and this is a 1 inch. The plates on this flat iron has a slight curve, so it's going to help you not have to work so hard, and you don't have to worry about any lines in the hair. After you flat iron the hair, hold the hair out so that the heat doesn't burn your client. This is your finished look. All you have to do now is apply a little bit of cleanup. Any final touches that you have to make, this is the time to do it, because once the client is out the door, they're out of the door. Right here, all I'm doing is covering her cap just a little bit there, taking that hair, using my bed head, hard head to direct that hair in the direction that I want it to go, so that you can see that everything is seamless.